What if all your digital devices stopped working today? How would that impact your life? Imagine a world where the conveniences of modern technology are stripped away in an instant. This isn't a dystopian novel plot. It's a reality we could face with threats like electromagnetic pulses or EMPs, solar flares, and cyber attacks. Take, for instance, the recent monumental solar flare event on February 22, 2024, a stark reminder of our vulnerability. This conversation is critical, and we need to delve into these issues, learn about them, and prepare ourselves. The more we know, the better equipped we are to face these challenges. We invite you to join this journey of understanding and preparation. Engage with us, leave your comments, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe. So buckle up as we delve into the world of EMPs, solar flares, and cyber attacks. Imagine the power grid collapsing in an instant. That's the potential of an electromagnetic pulse, or EMP. By definition, an EMP is an intense burst of electromagnetic energy that can disrupt, damage, or destroy electronic devices and systems. Picture this: your mobile phone, car, and even the fridge, all rendered useless in a flash. But it's not just our day-to-day gadgets at risk. EMPs pose a significant threat to our critical infrastructure too. Imagine the water supply system failing, healthcare services grinding to a halt, and communication networks collapsing. We're talking about a world where ATMs don't work, where hospitals can't operate life-saving equipment, where emergency services can't communicate. The source of these EMPs? They can be natural or man-made. Solar flares, for instance, can generate natural EMPs, but they can also be the result of a nuclear detonation or specially designed EMP weapons. Let's delve a little deeper into the potential consequences. An EMP event could lead to widespread blackouts, leaving entire cities or even countries in darkness. The lack of power could disrupt transportation systems, leaving people stranded and goods undelivered. It could take months or even years to fully recover from such an event. Now you might be thinking, but surely our systems are protected against such threats. The truth is, while some infrastructure is hardened against EMPs, much of it is not. And even those that are protected aren't foolproof. The impact on society would be enormous. In a world so reliant on technology and electricity, an EMP event could lead to a significant loss of life and societal collapse. It's not a pretty picture, but it's one we need to be aware of and prepare for. While it sounds like a scenario from a dystopian novel, the risk of EMPs is very real. But don't despair. There are ways to protect against these threats, which we'll get into in the next part of our guide. So stay tuned. From the sun comes life, but also potential destruction. This celestial body, the giver of warmth and light, can also unleash a fury known as solar flares. These are massive eruptions of energy that can reach Earth's atmosphere, causing a variety of impacts. Solar flares produce high-energy particles and radiation that are dangerous if we are directly in their path. On Earth, they can disrupt our electrical systems, causing blackouts and damaging satellites. They can also pose health risks to astronauts or any humans in space at the time. Now let's talk about a recent significant event that brought the potential devastation of solar flares into sharp focus. On February 22, 2024, a monumental solar flare event took place. This wasn't just your average solar flare, it was an X-class flare, the most powerful category, and it was pointed directly at Earth. The consequences were immediate and widespread. Communication networks went dark, satellites malfunctioned, and power grids were severely disrupted. For a time, we were sharply reminded of just how much we rely on these systems and how vulnerable they are to the whim of our sun. But the effects of the February 22nd event weren't just physical, they were psychological too. The event sparked a global conversation about our preparedness for such phenomena. It highlighted the importance of understanding these cosmic events and the need for strategies to mitigate their impacts. The event also underscored the crucial role of international cooperation in managing these global challenges. After all, solar flares don't respect national boundaries. Their impacts are felt globally, and so our responses must also be global. The 2024 solar flare event serves as a stark reminder of our vulnerability to cosmic phenomena. It underscores the need for us to understand, prepare for, and mitigate the risks posed by these powerful solar events. While we cannot prevent solar flares from occurring, we can build our resilience, ensuring that when the next big one hits, we are ready. No bombs, no bullets, yet an invisible war rages in cyberspace. The advent of the internet has brought the world closer together, but it has also opened up new avenues for conflict. Cyber attacks, a major threat to our digital infrastructure, have become a man-made menace that we all need to prepare for. In our interconnected world, a single cyber attack can have far-reaching implications, from personal data breaches that expose sensitive information to large-scale attacks on financial systems causing economic turmoil. The fallout can be devastating. And it's not just about money or privacy. Cyber attacks can cripple critical infrastructure, disrupting everything from power grids to healthcare services, even national security. Imagine waking up one day to find your bank accounts emptied or your personal details splashed across the internet. Imagine a city plunged into darkness because its power grid was hacked, or a hospital unable to function because its systems were held ransom. These scenarios are not science fiction, but real threats we face in the digital age. And it's not just about sophisticated hackers or state-sponsored cyber warfare. Everyday activities like clicking on an email link or downloading an app can open the door to cyber criminals. Cyber hygiene, therefore, becomes as essential as washing your hands. Simple measures like keeping software updated, using strong passwords, and enabling multi-factor authentication can go a long way in protecting against cyber threats. But it's not enough to just protect ourselves. As with any threat, knowledge is power. We need to educate ourselves and others about the risks and common tactics used by cyber criminals. Recognizing a phishing email, for example, or knowing not to click on suspicious links can save you from becoming a victim. We also need to have offline backups. In a world where we store everything from photos to important documents in the cloud, having a physical or offline backup is a crucial part of any survival strategy. If our digital lives are disrupted, these backups can be a lifeline. In the digital age, a keyboard can be as powerful a weapon as a missile. But with knowledge, preparation, and a bit of caution, we can defend ourselves against this man-made menace. Let's not wait for the unexpected to happen. Let's be prepared. Knowledge is power, and in this case, it can also be our shield. When it comes to electromagnetic pulses, or EMPs, preparation is key. The use of Faraday cages, for instance, can be a lifesaver. These protective containers work by blocking external static and non-static electric fields, so anything from radios to laptops placed inside them can be shielded from the damaging effects of an EMP. But don't forget about analog backups. In an era dominated by digital, having analog alternatives for essential tools can make all the difference when electricity is not an option. Solar flares, like the one we saw on February 22, 2024, pose a different kind of challenge. Their ability to disrupt our communication systems and satellites calls for a different kind of preparedness. Strengthening infrastructure is crucial, but personal readiness matters too. Emergency kits stocked with food, water, and medical supplies can be a lifeline during a crisis. And developing off-grid capabilities, such as solar power systems or hand-crank radios, can keep you connected when the rest of the world goes dark. Then we have cyber threats, the man-made menace. Basic cybersecurity measures like keeping software updated, using strong passwords, and enabling multi-factor authentication can go a long way in protecting your digital life. But remember, the cyber world is ever evolving, and so are its threats. Offline backups of essential data and continuous education about common cyber threats are equally important. But resilience isn't just about individual preparation. It's about community and skill building too. Connecting with prepper groups, learning survival skills, sharing knowledge, these are the things that build resilience at a community level. After all, we're stronger together, and in the face of these modern threats, unity is our greatest strength. Understanding these threats and preparing for them is the first step towards resilience. Remember, the goal isn't to live in fear, but to be ready for whatever comes our way. So stay informed, stay prepared, and stay resilient. Survival isn't just about enduring, it's about thriving. As we reflect on the solar flare event of February 22, 2024, and the ongoing threats of electromagnetic pulses and cyber attacks, we're reminded of the importance of knowledge, preparation, and resilience. These threats are real and they're not going away. The potential disruption to our electrical systems, to our communication networks, to our very way of life is significant, but it's not insurmountable. By educating ourselves about these threats, by preparing for them, and by building resilience against them, we can not only survive but thrive in the face of adversity. This isn't a journey we have to undertake alone. Our communities, both locally and globally, can be a source of strength and support. Engage with your community, share your knowledge, learn from others, and together we can build a resilient future. So stay vigilant, stay prepared, and remember, survival is a community effort.